customer dropped off an MS391 chainsaw and said it wasn't running. So one of the first things that I do is check spark. So let me show you what I did and found out that I was having problems with the ignition coil. So first thing you're gonna do is take your inline spark tester. This is a Steel Zap 4. This end's gonna go onto the spark plug, this end's gonna go onto the boot, and then right in the middle when you start it, there should be a little orange glow if it's working correctly. Just drop that on there, that one on there. See if I can get this to show you right here. So with this end, the ignition coil is not working, so you're not gonna see a glow. So that's how I knew that it needed an ignition coil. Spark plugs usually aren't going to be the problem with that not lighting up. Even a bad spark plug still will have intermittent spark. So let me show you how I swap that out really quick. Get the camera in here for you guys, see it a little better. Just going to take the recoil assembly off. Sometimes if the saws are really dirty and the contacts aren't working right, that can cause the ignition coil to not have spark. But this one looks fairly clean right there. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that out. There's just going to be 2 screws on here. Depending on which style coil you have and different pieces of equipment, there can be 3. Get some of the dirt out of there. And that's all there is to just popping that off. While I'm in here, I'm just going to blow the debris out to make sure everything's nice and clean. So that's all out of there. Got my new ignition coil. And I always just do a visual inspection before I put it in there. Double checking, making sure everything's right. I'm ordering off part numbers, but I just want to verify. You're going to have the part number on the side of it too. Just want to double check, make sure it's the right one before I put it on there. Reconnect that. Set that into place. So just get the first screw started. Second screw started. Now you're going to have a gapping tool. That gapping tool is going to go between the ignition coil and the flywheel. There's a magnet on the flywheel, so I rotate it back so that way it pulls everything nice and tight to it. You still maintain your gap. I'll just hold it into place and tighten everything down. Pull it out. Make sure nothing's catching on there. That's good to go. Reinstall that. Pop the recoil back on. So this is going to be a farm ranch saw. It's going to have a plastic case. So all of your screws are going to have this heavy threading. If it has really fine threading, it's going to be going into metal. The coarse threads are going to be going into plastic. So some of your professional saws, make sure that you guys are putting the screws back in the right holes. So we got that. Reconnect the spark plug. Actually, I'm going to test this really quick, but I know it's going to fire up. Just so I can show you guys on here. I know this is going to be hard to see in the daylight, but so we got that right there. Pop the cop back on there and we'll be good to go. So thanks for watching. Really easy repair, less than 5 minutes.